Today we're going to talk about question formation, and in particular, yes-no questions. First, let's review by looking at sentence structure in English. Let's take a look at this sentence together. Lydia Machova is a language mentor. What are the important components of a sentence in English? We have a subject, a verb, and a complement, or complete idea. Sometimes English is called an SVO language, subject, verb, object language. And let's use this terminology in this class, subject, verb, complete idea. What do you think is the subject in the sentence? Did you guess? What do you think the verb is? And what do you think the complete idea is? If you guessed that the subject is Lydia Machova and the verb is the verb be, or the conjugated form is, and the complement is language mentor, then you got it right. This is called syntax, the word order in sentences. Now let's take a look at yes-no question formation when we're using the verb be in our questions. Again, this is a sentence from before. Lydia Machova is a language mentor. Here's a syntax we saw before. Subject, verb, complete idea. Now let's take a look at the question with the verb be. Is Lydia Machova a language mentor? Do you see a shift in syntax or a change in word order? What comes first in this question with the verb be? Yes, it's the verb is. So we actually, in the question, have the verb first, not the subject. The subject comes next, and we end with the complete idea, language mentor. Now, let's take a look at yes-no questions with all other verbs that are not the verb to be. Lydia Machova speaks 8 languages. Again, here we have subject, verb, object, or subject, verb, complete idea. Let's look at the question though now. Does Lydia Machova speak 8 languages? First, we see this verb, this auxiliary verb, does. Then, again, we have the subject, the verb, and the object, or complete idea. So there's no switching of syntax like we saw in the sentence before, or the question before. The question before had the verb be. And when we have the verb be, we see that change in word order. But when we use any other verb in a question, the syntax remains the same. We just begin with the auxiliary does. And also, please notice that the S drops in the verb because with the main verb, we just use the base form. We don't say speaks anymore. We use the base form speak. The S essentially is in the do support. So when do we know when to use do or does? Let's look at the questions. Do you follow recipes in different languages? Does your friend make charts and track statistics about her language learning progress? Can you guess what the rule is? When our subject is I, you, we, they, do we use do or does? If you said do, that's right. When our subject is he, she, or it, we want to make sure to use does. Please notice that the main verb in both of these questions is the base form. There's no S And in the second question, where our subject is he, she, or it, the S is essentially there, but it's in the do support. Does. You see the S there. In conclusion, syntax is really important, especially in questions with the verb be. Usually we have subject, verb, complete idea syntax, and in questions with the verb be, we have verb, subject, complete idea. Syntax stays the same when we have any other verb. We still have SVO order, but we need to include the does or the do support at the beginning of our question. Thanks so much. See you soon.